All right, guys, we are back for another Dokkan Battle video. So we're closing in on the next celebration already. Well, I mean, we are. Tonight, we should be getting a data download, which seems like it's going to have a ton of content, right? Like, we have a new Supreme Magnificent Battle dropping. There's missions for pre-existing red zones in Supreme Magnificent Battles. There's a burst mode. We have a lot of content coming, but I don't anticipate any characters or any EZAs, right? I know our next summonable unit will be around April 1st, but I don't even think we're going to be seeing any EZAs or anything until probably about April 1st. So at least, though, there is a lot of content. That's good, because people always want a ton of content. They want a way to get a lot of stones, right? So players could, summon like crazy from maybe Majin Vegeta right now, and then know that there's still a lot of stones coming to save for like Golden Week or TDC, which I think will start at the very end of June, or GDC, which I think will start at the very end of August, right? So let's just look at the brief history of this upcoming time slot right here. 2018, we had AJL Turles. 2019 was Tech Hit, who was a global first character. 2020 was SCR Blue Kaioken Goku, who was a global first character. 2021 was Videl. 2022 is Raditz, the worst premium unit in the game's history. 2023 was Kale, a character who was really good, but was completely betrayed. A celebration that left her out to die, and then before you know it, she's, a worthless, wasted release. 2024 Topo, I'd say a heavily underrated character. 2025 Cell, who was a real weird character. Cell was a miserable experience for me because I could only find 55% no equip or low equip, low link level, just like jobber friend units. Nowadays, if SDR Cell came out, I'd be able to run 2 copies of my Cell. So it would be a much more pleasant experience. Thank God. The friend system fix, hallelujah. Like, finally we got that. So this is what we have to offer. Now, 2018 Turles, by the way, is easily one of my favorite releases of all time. Turles was March 31st. We'll just quickly go through the dates here. Here's Tech Hit, who was April 1st, 2019. Here's Blue Kaioken Goku, who, of course, is April 1st, 2020. We have Videl, who is April 1st, 2021. There's Raditz, April 1st, 2022. Kale, April 1st, 2023. We got Topo, March 31st, 2024. And then finally Cell, March 31st, 2025, right? So what could we expect upcoming, right, for 2026? I feel like we could see something probably like low-level hype would be my guess. I know, like, I would say that, and you look at this, and I think people's eyes would be drawn to Blue Kaioken Goku. But remember, even Blue Kaioken Goku, who I would say is at least, like, he's not a low hype level character, right? He's maybe like a moderate hype character. I don't know, something, right? Like in the ranking scales of like hype or whatever, how excited people would be. He's probably like somewhere in the middle or something like that. But he wasn't fresh because he was a global first, right? So it's not like he was like, oh wow, like this character's coming. Like we knew for months what he was doing at that time. Same with Hit, right? Remember, Hit, by the way, was the global DOKKANFEST election character. Oh, fuck. Could they do Caulifla here? Because I was going to say, because Hit was a global... There was 3 choices for the global DOKKANFEST election. Hit, Kale, and Caulifla. Oh, shit. Could we see Caulifla? No way, man. I just feel like could be coming up at, like, damn, could you imagine Caulifla, dude? I would not be down. Like, I know people... Caulifla right now? No, I'd rather we not dive into Dragon Ball Super. I think... okay, I'll tell you this. What I want to see from our upcoming character, I mean, is very simple. I would really prefer to see a Namek saga character drop. Without a doubt. I think there would be at least a certain level of excitement of, I think... These days, our first, like, knowledge of, like, okay, who's the next DOKKANFEST is I feel like they tweet that image first where it's, like, upcoming, like, DOKKANFEST or upcoming LR or whatever, right? Like, they tweet that little... Let me pull up what I'm referring to, but they tweet that out first, and then we start getting, animations and stuff, and then they usually put in the in-game news the, upcoming Dokkan event stage typically at the same time. Yeah, guys, right here. This is what I was referring to. They usually open up with like this right here. So, I think there would be a lot of excitement if it was a Namek Saga character. Well, I say that, but I do think immediately people would have a meltdown of, oh my god, it's why it's not like GDC or something like that. But like I would I would hope that like okay, next Dokkan Fest, and it's like this Piccolo right here, or maybe like second form Frieza, who should be, yep, there's second form Frieza. Here's another one, Goku, oh, I misclicked, Goku Ginyu. These are what I would like to see, right, from maybe like the next Dokkan Fest. So I think doing some version of this could be good, and it would make a ton of sense, I think, for them to do like the next Dokkan Fest, kind of like a lower, like, you know, like Piccolo from Namek or Goku Ginyu or something like that. And that would make sense because it would be a character they're introducing into the game. And then I would imagine they would love the idea or the concept of, all right, here's the new summonable Piccolo. You might want to summon for him so you could use him in Dokkan Frontier. Right, I definitely could see that coming up. Now, remember, I don't know what they'll do with Dokkan Frontier if we're going to go into a different arc entirely. Like, would they start like the Android Cell Saga arc before finishing all the stages for like Namek Saga? They could. They definitely could. But like I think that like this version of Piccolo who like kind of like, you know, fuses with Nail could be good, or maybe Nail as the Dokkan Fest, because we're going to be up, you know, coming up to that moment in Dokkan Frontier shortly. I think second form Frieza just as a Dokkan Fest could be very good. I know people they would melt down if they saw this guy, but like I would probably want like let's say GDC's Namek. Like let's just do the exercise. GDC's Namek. I would probably want like it to be turn 1 Super Saiyan Goku. Like I'd want it to be a named Super Saiyan Goku, and his intro is him transferring into Super Saiyan. That's what I want. And then for Frieza, I might want him to be turn 1, maybe final form Frieza, and maybe his intro is him transforming from third form into final form, right? Because the thing about Frieza, considering, you know, like, well, here, I'll start using the wordage everyone loves with Namek, Frieza versus Goku. But Frieza is, you know, probably the most iconic villain in Dragon Ball, right? So, his first to second form transformation, second to third form transformation, third form to final form transformation, they're completely unused in game. I know the manga Frieza has one, but that's not like, you know, the actual animations. So I think like dropping like a second form Frieza Dokkan Fest could work well. And Terrifying Conquerors right now has a strong setup. We got Doboro, we have Goma. There's good characters on Terrifying Conquerors. So they could drop a strong second form Frieza right here, with his intro being Frieza transforming from first form into second form. I think that would hit. That would hit hard. And then, I don't know, banner unit could be Dende, banner unit could be Zarbon. Like, you know, like some other Namek banner unit too could be very good. Another low-key option I'd love is this. Ginyu Goku. So, like, if we click Ginyu Goku, right? So, like, here, let's just hit to cards right here, and then we just type in, like, Ginyu Goku. There's only the 2 that actually would pop up. Wait, didn't I do this before? Let's just type in Ginyu. And you have this guy who's an SR from the Baba Shop, and then this is the free-to-play LR from years and years and years ago. When this guy came out, this is a third anniversary card, isn't it? The Tech LR Ginyu Force, we just couldn't rainbow them at the time? I believe so. So I think like a start of turn Goku Ginyu like this would be crazy, especially because in Dokkan Frontier, like that Ginyu setup feels like the strongest cards we've got. Like if we could add another Ginyu option, it'd be so good. Right? Imagine this guy's really crazy. He's a 220% lead. He would massively buff like the Ginyu roster as we would, you know, move forward in Dokkan Frontier, getting to the Frieza portion of the fight. So I think that could be a really like kind of like cool option. Would be Goku Ginyu, second form Frieza, or some sort of like Nail Piccolo exchange or something there. They maybe could do like an Armor Kid Gohan, although we did get him about a year and a half ago. I think that this Vegeta down here, I mean, I think the easiest example would be the exchange of this. This is a like exchange character right here. This Vegeta could get the Dokkan Fest, I suppose. Although we did, again, about a year and a half ago, get the Dokkan Fest base Vegeta from Namek. This would be yet another base Vegeta from Namek. But like, this guy has good, like, he has interesting stuff he does against Final Form Frieza, which is not in the game. Right, like some like the cool like effect when he powers up and stuff, like that could be his intro, right? Like there's good stuff they could do with that Vegeta. I would keep my picks of characters here. Believe it or not, like I would prefer we're not gonna dive down the Dragon Ball Super path. Dragon Ball Super remake is coming up. So I'd prefer, like, if they want to do like God Vegeta, like Broly movie stuff, that's not gonna be in the Dragon Ball Super remake for like 2 years or something, right? Like when we finally get to Moro, it's gonna be, I don't know, March of 2028 when we get to the Moro arc, right? It's gonna take a while for them to make their way all the way there. So like, but I don't want to see any, you know, blue Goku, you know, blue Vegeta from ROF. I don't want to see God Goku. None of that. I don't want none of those guys to get touched until we actually get into the Dragon Ball Super remake stuff. So maybe maybe Jackie Chun. I think Jackie Chun could be low-key kind of like a good Dokkan Fest here. Who's another one? What's funny is, like, I could say like Demon King Piccolo, but like I'd really like not want Demon King Piccolo to get used here. I do think at this point of Dokkan's life, I feel like that would go over really well. Maybe like Kid Goku and Demon King Piccolo is like TDC or something like that, right? Like just like both as opposing LRs. I think people would be excited. I do think people would be excited for that. Who I was gonna pull up another one. We could get like a Tien or a Krillin pretty easily. Remember, Tien has no impact on the Namek arc. I mean, he's kind of just like a character. You know, like really, he for the most part, he's a filler character, right? Like in the anime, like when they need to add some filler, they just get everyone's reaction on King Kai's, you know, Yamcha, Chaozu, and Tien going, oh, like, you know, like responding to the fight, right? So Tien, I mean, there's two, well, I guess there's 3 moments I think are really Dokkan Fest worthy for Tien. One is his Tri-Beam killing himself against Nappa, which is already a Prime Battle LR, but they could redo it. One is a very recent character, 22nd World Tournament Champion Tien, I think could be a Dokkan Fest. And they also could do Tien against Second Form Cell. This would be pretty fire, I think. And this, you know, I am really interested in any character that's, you know, Buu Saga, Namek Saga, Interest Cell Saga, that, I'll be using this guy in Dokkan Frontier. Like, I don't know about y'all, but I really enjoy the mode, and I'm, like, now, like, I'm gonna see like one of these types of characters come out like this Tien, and I'm just gonna be thinking about, that Second Form Cell. He doesn't know what's coming when we get to him in Dokkan Frontier, right? So I mean, these are just a couple of options. It's hard to say for sure, but like, I mean, when you look at this, you could see that they don't trend in like, all right, let's do our, you know, like our huge Vegeta moment right here. Like they're not really doing big moments. Like, a lot of these are mostly kind of like side-ish characters, right? I mean, obviously, Cell is not. Turles is a movie villain, although Turles is, you know, from fucking 8 years ago. Just crazy. So, let me know who you guys would like to see as the next Dokkan Fest. Again, if we look at the calendar, this week is just going to be a ton of Saiyan Day content. Supreme Innocent Battle, Red Zone missions, Burst Mode, Extreme Super Battle Road. They dropped an avalanche of content, right? Like I never wrote massive content coming in a title so fucking fast before, dude. Y'all know I should have put stars around the massive right there, because even in the comments they can't say nothing. They go, yup, this is 11th anniversary part 4 coming. That's what they were saying, right? So that is this week, and then the next Dokkan Fest will be next week. Maybe the Dokkan Fest could tie into the April Fool's Day stuff. You know what's funny is there is a moment where Jackie Chun starts kind of like singing to the crowd. So like I could kind of see him Like, you know, like that, like something about him singing at the tournament or whatever it was that he did. Like that could kind of be like, it like tied into the April Fools. So last year, remember, Cell, like that April Fools, that was probably the best April Fools celebration we've had. It was really fun. I thought it was very good. So we'll see if they follow up last year's strong April Fool's Day with another one this time. So let me know what you guys think, and I'll catch you guys next time.